So in last session we saw that how to create a web model product and how to means is in that we have created the index.html file, and just if we run this one, so we are getting some output, means whatever we write inside the HTML file, that we are getting on the browser, right? That we are getting on the browser. And that day I told you what are the ways to create a servlet. There are three ways to create a servlet. That is the int servlet class, generic servlet, and the HTTP servlet. Okay. Inside the interface, the servlet interface we have, inside the servlet, we have all lifecycle methods present inside the servlet. Whatever lifecycle methods we have inside the servlet, that will be present inside the servlet interface. After that, generic servlet class is implements the servlet, means whatever method present inside that, that will come into the generic servlet. And inside that, request and response object will be not there. And when we will use that, when we want to create a protocol independent servlet, that time you are using this generic servlet. And last one is the HTTP servlet. It is extending the generic servlet, means whatever method present inside the servlet and generic servlet, that will come into the HTTP servlet. And it is used when we want the HTTP specific method, that is the request and the response object. Okay, when we want HTTP specific methods like a get, head, post, put, delete, on the response request and the response object also, that simply we are using the HTTP servlet. Okay, now we will try to create a servlet today. In last session, what we did, simply we have created the project and we have created the HTML file, and means if you run this one, so simply our project is running on the browser. Okay, that is done. Now what we will do, we will try to create a servlet today. Okay, there are three ways. So with the help of first way, we will try to create a servlet. So let's right click on that. Here src main java is there, no? Inside that we can create a servlet, because this is our java file, no? So simply right click, new, and firstly I am creating a package. So simply I am creating a package here, com.servlets. Simply I am creating, you can give any name to this one. Okay, and inside this package I am creating my servlet. Right click, new, and here is the class. And suppose test servlet, I'm giving any name to this servlet. Suppose I'm creating a test servlet, just finish it. Okay, now our class is created. Now what is the another step? If you want to create a servlet, there are three ways, right? There is the interface, class, and class. So with the help of interface, we will try to create a servlet first. So simply we will come here, and if you want to inherit the interface, what we will do? Simply we have to use the implements keyword. So I am using here implements keyword. Here I am writing servlet. Okay, and we have to import the servlet. So control 1, where it is present, it is present inside the java x.servlet.servlet. Okay, java x.servlet.servlet. Inside this servlet class, there are all the lifecycle methods are present. Okay, inside this servlet class, oh, sorry, inside the servlet interface, all the lifecycle methods are present. So if you want to use that, if we want to provide the body of that, so what we will do, simply we have to override that, right? Because inside the interface all the abstract method will be present. Simply add an implement method. So these are all the methods which are present inside the servlet interface. There is destroy, then get servlet config, get servlet info, then init, and then service. These are all the methods which are present inside the servlet servlet interface. Okay, and if you want to use that, so simply what we will do here, we will write something. If destroy method will perform, so this time we have to know that no something we have to print. Simply I am writing here system.out. Here I am printing suppose destroy. Okay, destroy, simply I am writing here destroy. Same like that we will write with the init also, and we write with the, okay, the same we will write with the init, and same we will write with the this one service class also. Okay. So we wrote inside the three class. These are the three methods which are called as the lifecycle method: the init method, destroy method, and the service method. So when they will call, okay, when destroy method will call, when init method will call, okay, we will see that what is the meaning of that. So for that we have to see the life cycle of the servlet. So when that init method will work, and what is the work of the init method, now we will see that. So we have to come to the that is the life cycle of the servlet. Life cycle of the servlet. So if you see the life cycle, there are four phases of the life cycle of servlet. There is loading and instantiation, then initialization, request handling, and the destroy. Okay, so first page is the loading and instantiation. When server is started, servlet class is loaded in the memory and servlet object is created. Then we will start the servlet. Then what will happen? Simply servlet class will be loaded inside the memory and object will be created. Servlet object will be created. Okay, the first page of the servlet life cycle. After that, the initialization. Inside the initialization, a servlet object will initialize by the init method. So servlet object, what it will do? It will initialize. So for initializing that object, what it will do? It will call the init method. Okay, for initializing that object, it will call the init method. After that, service method. We have if you knows that, right, before I told you, like if you if you write any URL, so what we will do, if you hit enter, so request will go, then request handled by the servlet container and all, it will be processed that request and generate that response, and that response is sent back to the our client or browser, we can say that. All the things are done in the with the help of service method. Inside the service method, we have two parameter, like a servlet request and the servlet response. So I will write here req, and here I am writing yes. Okay, we have a two object here, that is a request and the response. So request and response, what is the use of service method? So it will handle or serve the client request. So what will do? It will receive that request, whatever request is coming, it will receive that, accept that request, then it will process that request, and after that it will generate that response, it will send back to the client. That is the work of this service method. Okay, this is the work of the destroy put service method. And last phase is the destroy. Inside that, our destroy method will be called. When server is shut down, then destroy method will execute it, and servlet object will get deleted. Okay, servlet object will be get deleted. So these are the simple life cycle of the servlet. Inside that, we have a four phases: loading and instantiation, then initialization, request handling, and the destroy. So remember these things. Initialization can take place only once. Destroy also happens only once, but service method can execute it multiple times. Okay, service method executed multiple times, because we are not sending one request only. We are sending the multiple requests. What it will do? It will handle that request, then it will process that request, generate the response, and send back to the client. This all the things will be happen into this service method. Now we will try to execute it. Okay, so when init method will be called, see, when server is started, servlet class is loaded in the memory and servlet object is created. Then we will start the servlet first. After that, object will be initialized by unblocking the init method. So what is the first phase? It is the init. Means whenever we run the servlet, so init method will call first. After that, whenever we hit the request, then service method will be called. Right, whenever we hit the request, then service method will be called. And when we will shut down our server, that time our destroy method will be called, and servlet object will be deleted. Now we will try to execute this servlet. So simply we have created one servlet with the help of servlet interface here. Right. Inside that, what we did, this is the interface. What we have used here, that is the implements keyword. We have used here simply implements. Here is the servlet interface. So now inside that, we have five methods: destroy method, get servlet config, get servlet info, then init method, and this service method. Inside that, I wrote only destroy. Oh, sorry, here we have to write service. Okay, destroy, and here we will write this simply init. Okay, here is simply I am writing with init service and destroy. When init method will be called, so it will print init. When destroy method will be called, so it will print destroy. When it service method will print service method will be destroy. Okay, now it is done. Now we have created this servlet, but if I run this one, so it won't run, because if you want to run this servlet, so we want some URL. With the help of URL, we can run this servlet. But till now we don't have created the servlet, and we didn't map our servlet with the request. Okay, we are sending the request, but we are not matched our servlet with that request. So if you want to match our request with the servlet, how we will do that? With the help of web.xml file. Okay, with the help of web.xml file, we can map our servlet with the, see, before that, it will look like this one. Okay, it will look like this one. In your computer also, it will be look like that. Okay, so if you map the request with the servlet, so how we will match that? With the help of web.xml file. We will match, we will map a request with the servlet without web.xml also, but first we will see how to map the request with the servlet with the help of web.xml file. So what we need to do, simply you have to delete this all things, we don't need that welcome files, so we will delete that. You have to only keep this one, this tag, that is the web app. Okay, inside the web app what we need to do, simply you have to write this servlet tag here first, servlet tag. Okay, servlet tag I wrote here, and inside the servlet tag what we need to do, we have to write the another servlet tags, another two tags we have to write. First is the servlet class. Okay, and inside upside also or downside you can write servlet name. These two tag you have to write inside the servlet. First we need to write web app, this is the already it will be present. Inside that you have to write the servlet, and inside that, inside the servlet tag you have to write the servlet name and the servlet class. Okay, now inside the servlet class tag what we need to write, inside the servlet name what we need to write. So see, inside the servlet class simply you have to write this servlet class. Okay, this servlet, whatever servlet class we have created now, this servlet class you have to write, but with the full package name, with the package name you have to write, like com.servlet. Inside this package this class is present, so I will write that. Firstly I will copy this package, I will come here, I will write inside the servlet class. Okay, after that dot, what is the name of our servlet here, come here again and just copy these things, paste servlet, copy, again come here inside the web.xml file, and here paste servlet, done. Okay, this like we have to write inside the class. Why we are writing, how it will be mapped, I will tell you later while running this servlet. But just now what we need, what you need to do, simply you have to remember these things, like first we need to write the package, after that dot class you have to write. Okay, after that inside the servlet name what you need to write, any name you can write inside the servlet name. Suppose I am writing here abc this time, so I am writing here abc. Now our servlet tag is done. Now what is the another step? So we have to write here servlet mapping. So simply here I am writing servlet mapping. Okay, inside the servlet mapping what we need to do, we have to write the servlet first, again servlet name. After that you have to write here the another tag, that is the url mapping. These are the simple step you have to follow. We can map our servlet without xml file also, no worries. Okay, but you have to know these things, note that things, that's why I'm telling you these things. Okay, now inside the url pattern what we need to do, any url if you want that you can write here. Okay, suppose sometimes we are writing home, sometimes you are writing test, any url you can write here, just you need to write forward slash and the url name. So suppose I am writing here paste. Okay, you can give here any name whatever you want. Okay, and inside the servlet name anything I'm writing abc, whatever name you have given here, same name you have to give here also. Okay, whatever name you have given here inside the servlet tag, inside the servlet mapping tag you have to give the same name. Now we have successfully mapped our servlet with the request. Okay, we have successfully mapped our request with the servlet. Now how to call our servlet? Okay, another thing is that how to call our servlet, simply I will come here, I will double click this one. Okay, this is our servlet, this is our project. Simply I am right clicking this one, then run as and run on the server. Now select our server, this server, click on always use this server. You don't have to select every time, then finish, then you can restart or continue, no worries. See, now our index page will be loaded. See, our index page is loaded, that is the hello world. Till now you've done this part, right? After that if you notice this one, see, if you notice this one, nothing is printing here inside the console, right? Nothing is printed in the console. Now what we need to do, we want to call our servlet. So how we will call that, we made one url here, right? That is the slash test. What we need to do, simply we have to come here inside the browser, and inside the browser we have these things. This is our project name, that is the first servlet one. See, first servlet one, after the project name you have to simply give your url, slash forward slash is there, simply I'm writing here test. See, this url only I have given here, right? And if I hit enter now, nothing is printing, blank page we are getting. But if you notice this here, Here we are getting init and this service also. Here we are getting the init and the service, means this time our servlet is called, right? This time our servlet is called, and when init will be called at the first time only, right? Servlet object will be initialized by invoking the init, means after servlet server will start, then servlet class will be loaded, then after that it will call the init method for initializing the object, right? For initializing the object, init method will be called. So init method is called here, right? That's why we are getting here whatever things we are wrote inside the init method, we are getting here, see, init. Then after that service method is also called, service we are getting here. See here, if I run this one again and again, if I replace this one, see, service method is calling, if I run this one, so our request is going and we are getting our response here on this one, because we didn't write anything, so we are not seeing here anything on the browser. If we want to see that, how we will see that? Simply we will write the anything on the browser. Suppose I want to write anything on the browser now, so how we will write that? How we will write anything on the browser? So simply what we need to do here, 1 minute. Here what we need to do, if you want to write anything on the console, how we write that? Simply we write system.out.println, that is done, right? But if you want to write anything on the browser, for that simply we have to use the print writer. Okay, simply we have to use the print writer. But how to get the print writer? So with the help of this response object we can get the print writer. So how we will get that? Simply we will write here response dot get writer, what we want, that is the print writer. So first we will write here get writer. This get writer will return the object of the print writer. So this is the print writer we have received. You can write anything here. PW you can write. If you want to write the out also, you can write from many times. We are using the out only, so that's why I'm using here out. Okay. With the help of that out, we can use this one. Suppose I'm writing here print out dot print. Here same like that one. And if I want to print anything, there is the hello, or I'm writing here simply first servlet is called. Okay, simply I'm writing like that one. Okay, now we are writing, where we are writing inside this service. Whenever our service will be invoked, then first servlet is called. Okay, first servlet is called will be print on the console. Okay, service will be print on this console, right? Now we will see this one. Okay, now we will try to come here again. Okay, we will see this one, this thing is will be print or the not, this thing will be print or not. Simply we will refresh this thing. See what it's printing, first servlet is called. And if you see this one on the console, see init and service method one, if I refresh this one, service method is calling every time, right? Service method, if I run this one, service method is calling every time. Means if you want to write anything on the browser, for that simply we are using the print writer. Okay, print writer we are using. And how we will get that? With the help of this response object, it will, we have to use the get writer method. With the help of get writer method, it will return the print writer object. And with the help of object we can write anything on the browser. Okay, this thing is done. Now when destroy method will be called, these two methods are done, there is init and service. So when destroy method will call, then we will shut down our server, that time our destroy method will be called. So simply if I come here and if I shut down this server, this stop, if I write like that, see what will happen. See here, destroy method will be called. It will call destroy method and it will delete the object, that is servlet object will also delete it. So that is the life cycle of the servlet. And inside the servlet interface we have a multiple methods. There is the life cycle method, there is the init method, service method, and the destroy method. And the get servlet config, get servlet info also present inside the servlet interface. There is the another way also we can create with the help of servlet. So here we have another way, that is the generic servlet. Okay, so with the help of generic servlet also we are we will able to create a servlet. With the help of HTTP servlet we can able to create a servlet. So what is the difference between these three things? Means when we will use that. So if we want to use the servlets here, what is the disadvantage? What is the big disadvantage? We have to write this all the 5 methods. Okay, whatever 5 methods which are present inside the servlet interface, we have to override this all the methods every time. So this is the big disadvantage of the servlet interface. Okay, if you want to use that, and if you don't want to override the method, you can use simply generic servlet method. And when you want to create a protocol independent servlet also, that time simply you can use the generic servlet. Okay. And if you want to use the generic servlet, how you can use that? Simply you have to write extends, generic servlet, and you can use the generic servlet. With the help of generic servlet, you can use that. You can able to create a servlet. Okay. Now here, see, if I want to create a servlet with the help of generic servlet, how we will create that? Simply we have to write here extends and the generic servlet. Here, if I create like that, so it will only force you to create a service method. It will force you to create a service method. Means here we have to override only one method, that is the service method. Okay, all the force method is already implemented by the generic servlet. Right. Inside the service method, if you want to write anything, you can write that. But if you want the request and response object, so here it is not present. So what we need to do, if you want request and response object also, if you want the HTTP specific method also, so that time simply we will use the HTTP servlet method, and this is the best way to create a servlet as the HTTP specific HTTP servlet, because all the things which are present inside the servlet interface and all the things which are present inside the generic servlet also, that will be indirectly coming to the HTTP servlet class. Okay, that will be indirectly coming to the HTTP servlet class. So that's why the HTTP servlet is the best way to create a servlet. Okay, best way to create a servlet. How to create a servlet with the help of HTTP servlet? So simply we will come here, extend HTTP servlet. With the help of HTTP servlet, we can create a servlet, right? And here, if you want to use any method inside the HTTP servlet, many methods are present that I have already mentioned inside this PPT. You can refer this PPT and you can see whatever the methods present inside this one. There is the service method, do get, do post, do head, any method. So according to your request, you can use that method. That is service method, do get method, do post method. You can use anything. Okay, so that is the thing. That is the means how we will create a servlet, how we will map our servlet with the help of XML file. So today we saw that. But if I want to write here do get method, so I will write that do get method. Simply we have to override that method, and inside that if you want to write anything, simply we can write it. How to map that one? Simply inside the web.xml, first we need to write web app. Inside the web app we need to write the servlet. Inside the servlet we have to write the servlet name, servlet class. Inside the servlet, in another uh, we have to write the servlet mapping. Inside the servlet mapping we have to write the servlet name and the URL pattern. Same name, whatever name you have given here, same name you have to give here also. URL pattern, anything you can mention. So how it will be work? Simply, if you come to the browser, here is the what we have. Okay, here's what we have. That is the URL. URL we have posted here. That is the slash test. If we hit enter, what it will do? That it will be look into the web.xml file. It will be look into the web.xml file. Where is this slash test? So here is the slash test. And what is the name of this one? It is the ABC. So what it will do? It will look into the servlet tag with the name the ABC. This servlet name ABC, it will look into the servlet tag. So where it is? Here is the servlet name ABC. Which class we have mentioned there? Which servlet class we have mentioned there? com.servlets.testservlet. So what it will do? It will go into this class, and whatever things we have wrote here, it will be executed. So this like our servlet will be work. If you map our request with the servlet, this like our servlet will be work. Okay. Anyone have any doubt till here? Any step? Anyone have any doubt? Anyone have any doubt? Hello. Okay. So that is the thing. Explain mapping again. Okay. Inside the web.xml, what we need to do? Simply, it will look like this one. See, if you open this one first time, so it will be look like that. What we need to do? You have to remove this all the things, and you have to write first servlet tag. Inside the servlet tag, you have to write the two tag. That is the first is the servlet class, and after that you have to write the servlet name. Inside the servlet class, you have to mention the servlet, whatever servlet you have created, you have to mention that servlet class with the package name. With the package name, you have to mention that servlet, and with the servlet name, you have to mention any name. Any name you can give here inside the servlet. After that, you have to create another servlet tag, another tag, that is the servlet mapping tag. Inside the servlet mapping tag, you have to first create servlet name, and after that, you have to create a URL pattern tag. Okay, inside the URL pattern you can give any URL. With the help of that URL we can access our servlet. Okay. And inside the servlet name, whatever name we have given inside the servlet tag, same URL, same servlet we have to give here. Okay, so after that, if you do like that, when we hit that URL, it will be look that which what is the name of this servlet name. Okay, so what it will do, it will look this name into the servlet tag. So what is the name? That is the ABC. It will look ABC into the servlet. Here is the ABC, and with the help of that ABC, it will see which is the class here, which is the servlet class. Here is the class. It will be come into this class, and whatever we write inside this class, it will execute that. Okay, so that's this like we will create a servlet, this like we will execute the servlet, and this like we can map the servlet also. Suppose you don't want to write the web.xml file, you want to directly execute that. So how we will execute that? So that I will tell you tomorrow, because if I tell you now, so you will not create a web.xml file. Okay, so try to do that this today. Tomorrow we will see how to map our servlet request with the how to map our request with the servlet without web.xml file. And tomorrow we will see one real life example also. With the help of HTML file, we will transfer some username, password and all, and we will try to print on the web browser with the help of servlet. Okay, we will do like that stuff today. Okay, and tomorrow we will take the last session of our this class. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Try to do this. Okay, if you are facing any problem, multiple people are facing same problem, like your port is busy and all. So if it is saying like that your port is busy and all, simply double click on this server. Okay, and after that you will get some page like that. Inside this page, what we need to do, simply here is the ports. Here is the port name. So you have to change this port from any port. 8080 is there. You can give 8585, 8181, 80000. Any name you can give here. Any port you can give here. After that, again try to run this server. If it is run, means it will be run. Otherwise, change it to another port. If it is saying again busy, try to change to another port again. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Anyone have any doubt, so please ping me. Okay, uh, or ping into the group, and try to do this and submit on the group. Okay, we will see tomorrow the real life example, and tomorrow is the last class. Okay. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for your time. We will meet tomorrow.